Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of the newly named Get Real. If you recall in the first episode, the last time, it was called The Smokin' Hot Toddcast Gets Real, but I had so much fun doing that episode, and I talked it over with the Toddcast team. We've got a lot of great ideas for this show, so we decided, what the hell, let's make it its own thing. Enter Get Real. And just like the last episode, in every episode, well, I better not say every episode. We might do something different. We might shake it up. I don't know. But most episodes will be done right here in the Hot Toddy Media Room. I showed you a little bit of it last week. Here's a little bit more for you. I mean, it's a nerdvana. Everything you can imagine is in this room. And more, really. And... sorry, I died a little bit. But yeah, welcome back to the Media Room. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about a film that I've been really excited to watch, and just watched it the other day. It's called Director's Cut. It is an independent black comedy starring magician-comedian Penn Jillette. I saw the preview for this movie a couple of years ago, and I said, boy, that's a really funny movie. Never thought about it again. Then the other day, I saw the preview again online, and I was like, holy shit, this is a really funny movie, and I want to give it a chance. So I bought it on Blu-ray, and all in all, really good film. The story is Penn Jillette plays this crowdfunding guy who is really into crowdfunding movies, and he crowdfunds this action thriller horror film, and he apparently has a lot of money because he's inherited his mother's estate after she died. He has a huge house, and so he invests a lot of money into it. Now, if you're familiar with crowdfunding or GoFundMe, things like that, you know that there are like, what's the other one? Not GoFundMe. What's the other one? Kickstarter. That's the one I was thinking of. Kickstarter. If you're familiar... This show's gonna tank faster than Cats did in the movie theaters. Anyway. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to kick you. Anyway. So... it's like Kickstarter, and so he crowdfunds this movie, and he contributes so much money that he's able to actually get not just an executive producer role in the film, but he's also able to read lines in the film as an extra.
It's like they're hunting humans!
So he's all about it. The only problem is this film stars actress and comedian Missy Pyle. And Missy Pyle plays herself in this movie, also playing the role, but she plays herself. And this guy, whose name is Herbert Blount, by the way, that's Penn Jillette's character. Herbert Blount is uncomfortably obsessed with Missy Pyle. And so the idea of the film is that, you know, he's in the film, they make the film, the director of this film that's in the movie, I hope you're following me because I'm saying a lot of weird words at once here, or a lot of the same words rather. The film within Director's Cut is directed by Adam Rifkin, who in reality is directing Director's Cut. My nose is going to start bleeding because this is kind of complicated. But anyway, he directs the movie is shot, everything is done, but Herbert Blount doesn't like the way it turned out. Because Missy Pyle isn't she's not in every scene, and he doesn't agree with how some of the direction went in the film. So he steals the footage and replaces the footage that he doesn't like with his own footage that he makes in the basement of his house. Oh, and did I mention he kidnaps Missy Pyle? That's right, he kidnaps her and forces her to recreate some of the scenes to favor him and her, but mostly him. He doesn't do anything bad to Missy Pyle other than kidnapping her. But yeah, that's what he does. So he kidnaps Missy Pyle, he recreates the film, hence the name of the film, Director's Cut. And like I said, so you can clearly see that this is a black comedy, an independent black comedy, but it's really, really good. It's really well made. Like I said, it was directed by Adam Rifkin, and Penn Jillette is naturally funny anyway. He's actually a very highly intelligent and well-mannered man. Hold for editing, just in case he says something racist, sexist, or homophobic within the next few days. And we're good. And he's awesome in this film. Herbert Blount is a creep. He's very creepy. I mean, he dresses creepily. He's got weird long hair. He's just a creepy dude all around. But Penn Jillette, obviously, very intelligent, very, very talented man. And so it's a good contrast. And Missy Pyle, I love her in anything. I mean, she's a really funny actress. You've probably seen her in movies like Dodgeball or Galaxy Quest. That's one of my favorites, is Galaxy Quest. She was in that. It was one of her first major films, actually. So she's great in it, too. And there's a lot of, like, bit actors. Harry Hamlin is in it, because you would see Harry Hamlin in an action-adventure film. It's that kind of film. So, but it's a lot of fun, and it's really well made. The whole movie, it processes as if you're watching a real film, and Herbert is doing the director's commentary. He's commenting on the film, talking about issues in the film. He actually kind of teaches you about film during the process of watching it. So he's kind of like explaining how everything's going, and then he points out mistakes that got left in the film, and he talks about why that's such a bad thing, why it messes up the film, things like that. And then interspersed in the real movie, you see his new scenes piled over the scenes he doesn't like. And that makes it the director's cut. But also it works as a film within the film, because after Missy Pyle gets kidnapped, they have to find her and everything, which they do. Spoilers, sorry, spoiler alert there. But yeah, that's how this movie works, and it's kind of a movie within a movie. And then you also get to see like the behind-the-scenes drama. I'm using a lot of air quotes in this week's episode because you have to use them with this film. It's called Director's Cut. That's the whole point. But anyway, you see the behind-the-scenes drama. Missy Pyle's causing all drama. She gets mad at Adam Rifkin, the director. She gets mad at Herbert Blount a lot. And because of that, she thinks that's the reason why he kidnapped her. When in reality, he's kidnapping her because he wants to make the movie better. All around, though, the movie is crazy. There's a whole lot of just weirdness to it. But it's in the true Penn Jillette style. Penn, kind of a weird guy. So the movie really works in his favor, and it works in the audience favor, because you laugh, and at the same time, it's kind of cringeworthy. Now, I will say, I just said laugh. I didn't laugh a whole lot in this movie. It's not a rib tickler. It's not something that is going to make you just hoot and holler the whole time. So when you go into this, don't think you're watching the greatest comedy of all time. It really isn't. It's just it's a fun, interesting movie. And you kind of have to like those indie flicks, because it's not like a big box office thing. There's not a whole lot of special effects. In fact, any of the special effects you see in this movie are extremely juvenile looking and very unprofessional. And it's because Herbert Blount, this character who's never made a movie in his whole life, is trying to save a film that doesn't need saving at all. So that's what the interesting part is about this film. So it's fun. It's interesting. Like I said, it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it's definitely not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's very entertaining. No spoilers, other than the fact that Herbert Blount, Penn Jillette's character, is a creep, and Missy Pyle is a delight. But yeah, all around, I would highly recommend this film. I think you should check it out just for the strangeness of it. It's kind of thinking outside the box type of situation, and it really is entertaining. So give it a shot. I think you'll enjoy it. I will say, though, that what's funny about this film is that it came out at the end of 2016 into early 2017, but it was made years before this. It was made like in 2011, 2012, in that area. And the reason why it didn't get released until 2016, 2017 was due to the fact that the movie reminded a lot of film distributors of a certain thing they saw on the internet. What they're talking about was this strange movie review about Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. What they ended up talking about, because they didn't remember the name of it, they couldn't remember what it was about or who did it, what they were talking about was the Mr. Plinkett reviews from one of my favorite groups online, Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media is actually the inspiration for this show. So guys, if you're watching, thank you for everything you do, because, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do shit like this if it wasn't for you guys. So, love you all. But that's one of the main reasons why Director's Cut didn't get distributed until later in this decade. Well, not this decade now, I guess it's the last decade. Time flies, I'm getting old. Anyway, but that's Oh, God, I'm a hot mess. Anyway, that's why the movie didn't get distribution until later, was because a lot of distributors were worried that it looked like it was ripping off the Mr. Plinkett review of Star Wars The Phantom Menace.
They compared it. They thought the idea was a little like some Star Wars thing, which I don't know about, so I can't comment on.
But Penn eventually got it distributed, and the rest, as they say, is history. And like I said, it's a fantastic film. So give it a shot. It's called Director's Cut. It is directed by Adam Rifkin and stars, and it's written and stars Penn Jillette. So if you want a funny movie, just on a random day, because if you're still stuck in quarantine or if you want your spirits raised, go watch Director's Cut. I bought it on Blu-ray. It's definitely worth the buy, but I think you can find it online as well to watch it. You can rent it on YouTube, or you can buy it on Amazon. Buy or rent on Amazon. So give it a shot. You won't be sorry. And that's my review of Penn Jillette's Director's Cut. Okay, bye. I still don't really know how to end these shows, so I'm just kind of... I'll leave the chair. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I got water here. It's water. But boy,